Hey guys, all things Apple here, and is the iPhone 4 still worth it in 2018? That video's coming up right now. And we're back. Now, the iPhone 4 is 7 years old already. It's 7 years old. The iPhone 4 is 7 years old now. Apple discontinued support for it with iOS 7.1.2. I'll just turn the brightness up all the way on this one. You see? Again, settings, general, about 7.1.2, and I'll show you evidence by going to software update. This might take some time. There we go. iOS 7.1.2, your software is up to date. Now the Wi-Fi settings in iOS 6 do not work. iOS 7 is actually the oldest version of iOS that is actually usable as an iOS version. Yeah, you need it, and on iOS 6, a lot of the apps aren't supported anymore, and the previous version of the Met Office application no longer receives data. And I believe you could download the Met Office application on here, but it probably wouldn't be worth it. You can play games on the iPhone 4, like Sonic the Hedgehog. And yeah. Yeah, so you can play games like that. Yeah, and it's got a low battery apparently, so yeah, games like Sonic the Hedgehog. I play a little bit of Green Hill Zone Act 3. I'll turn the volume down a bit because next door just opened their window. Or the people living next door to me. Oh, wow. I just died again. I'm gonna get if I get a game over, I'll show you more. Yeah. This game is actually probably one of the only good games you can get on the App Store on iOS 7 now. And if you have the Amazon Alexa or Amazon Echo, if you have the Amazon Alexa or Amazon Echo as it's actually formerly known because that's its formal name is the Amazon Echo. If you have one of those, the Alexa app cannot be downloaded on iOS 7. It says you need iOS 8. It says you need iOS 9 for it. Yet this device doesn't even support iOS 8. So yeah. And you're probably going to laugh at me for having this on here, but I've got an In the Night Garden application on here. So if people I know have babies, they can use my phone and they like In the Night Garden, and they use it to help their babies get to sleep and their phone's broken or something, or can't, or it's not compatible with the app, it does require iOS 7.0 or later, then it would actually be quite a handy thing, quite convenient. And this iPhone 4 does have reduced motion turned on to make it faster. But in the night garden, let's go. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna watch this. Yeah. You get the idea.
Here comes the Pinky Ponk.
You get the idea, it's for little kids. I don't even know why I'm using it, why I'm using this app on video. Yeah, because you kind of get the idea, it's for kids. Very young kids, to be precise. Actually, very young kids, actually. Look at the assistive touch thing. It's in the middle of the screen. Oh, it's glitched. It's gone and done a glitch. I'll just have to give that a screen. Oh, it didn't work. That's rude. Oh, it still thinks it's in... Right. It still thinks it's in landscape, so let's lock it. Yeah, it still thinks it's in landscape. So yeah, that's another thing about the iPhone 4. It's a bit glitchy. I just move the camera a bit so it can focus on the iPhone 4, so it can focus on the phone, so it can be looking at the phone. Ignore this and ignore this. These five apps here, these are the only social media apps I could find that would work on iOS 7. Snapchat does not work on iOS 7. It does not work on iOS 7, so you would need, because you need an iPhone 6 on iOS 8 or later, I think. And yeah, so you can't even use Snapchat on something like an iPhone 5C anymore. You can't use it on the iPhone 5S, 5C, 4S, 4S, 4, 3GS, 3G and 2G iPhones. It is the iPhone, it's iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus, 6S and 6S Plus, 7 and 7 Plus, 8 and 8 Plus, and iPhone 10. I don't have any of those devices. Oh, and you can use it on by the way, you can use Snapchat on the iPhone SE as well. On the iPhone SE. So, if you've got an iPhone SE, and you were complaining that I didn't mention it, you can use Snapchat on the iPhone SE. There, I said it. Yeah, but apps like Spotify, this game by Ketchup called Stack, Don't Fall, which is by the same developer, Flow Free and Flow Free Bridges. That game called USB Unplugged, it works on iOS 7. Yeah, there's actually quite good app support, but and this Steps app, that is actually iOS 7.0 or later. iOS 7.0 or later. iOS 7.0 even. This is an older version of Flashlight. No, it's not. It's the current version. This translator app doesn't work on iOS 7. Yeah, and that's actually the case on iOS 7. Some apps don't work, and it's the case on iOS 6 as well. Some apps don't work, but you can't download any apps on iOS 6 anymore because its Wi-Fi settings don't work. Because its Wi-Fi connectivity doesn't work, actually. It probably does. There's probably a way to fix it in 2018, but I can't be bothered to find it. I can't be bothered to find it. This app called Raining Tacos is supported on iOS 7. It's supported on iOS 6 as well. I thought that was someone shouting out. Calling out the window then. It's supported on iOS 6 as well. I'll just play a bit of it. I'll play it until I die. Those of you that are really young, don't copy this game and eat this many tacos. Tacos can be very bad for your health if you eat too many of them. You see right now he's turned green and it got very fat. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is a hard. Oh, that's the hard one of the hard zones. Yeah, but you get the idea. You can still play games on iOS 7. It's just not as many as it used to be. Because the iPhone 4 is 7 years old. But iOS 7 is 5 years old. It originally came with the iPhone 5S and iPhone 5C. And iOS 6 is 6 years old. It's actually when it's at iOS 7, it's actually 4 years old. It's nearly 5 years old. iOS 7 is nearly 5 years old, and iOS 6 is nearly 6 years old. And believe it or not, Apple still sign iOS 6.1.3. I said that in the video when I was doing that review thing with the iPad 2. But yeah, don't downgrade anything to iPad 2 unless it's an iPhone. Don't downgrade anything to iPad 2. Don't downgrade anything, any of your Apple stuff to iOS 6 if it's compatible with it. If it was compatible with iOS 6 or supported by iOS 6, it won't be worth it, and it's not really that usable anymore. It's not really that usable anymore. But don't downgrade anything unless it's an iPhone 4S, because then you'll have 3G and you won't have to worry about not having internet. Although you'll have limited your internet will be at a limit, and it won't be as good as normal internet that you can get on iOS 7 and later. Anyway, this is all I've really got time for in this video, so peace. This is all things Apple, signing off.